Hi everyone, it's Izzy. I'm here to do a review of The Moon and More by Dessen. So I hadn't really planned on picking this one up for a while, but I was still on a contemporary kick, so I thought, why not just pick it up just now, because it's the new Dessen book, and yeah, even though I haven't read a few of her older ones, which I still have sitting on my shelf, I decided to go with this one because it looked really summery and beachy, and that was kind of what I was in the mood for. The past couple of Dessen novels I've read haven't been amazing, and they've been okay, or I haven't liked them. And this kind of fell in the okay category. It wasn't fantastic, it wasn't bad, it was just okay. So this follows our main character Emmeline, who's been with her boyfriend Luke since they first started high school. But Emmeline is starting to wonder about their relationship. Enter Theo, a New York boy assisting his boss on a documentary about a local artist. Emmeline and Theo hit it off, which then causes trouble for her and Luke. On top of that, Emmeline is also dealing with an absentee father who is constantly letting her down. Emmeline loves the idea of getting out of Colby, but she also loves being with her family. So it's up to Emmeline to decide what she wants to do. Okay, so out of all of the characters in this book, I think I liked maybe 4 or 5. There were a few that were in it, but we didn't really get a lot about them, so I couldn't really make up my mind about them, and there were like 2 I didn't like at all. But Emmeline, who is the main character, was one that I did like. She's a very nice and genuine character, and she's incredibly smart. She worked her ass off to get into an Ivy League college, only to have her father let her down and she isn't able to go. But Emmeline doesn't really linger on that. She got a full ride at another college and she's really happy about it. She's also incredibly strong when it comes to dealing with her family, especially her father, because her father he's so driven to do stuff to prove himself to her because he wasn't there, but he's constantly letting her down, and I really admired her strength for not breaking down and crying, for him constantly disappointing her. But yeah, she's just an incredibly strong character. Emmeline and her family are really close. Her mother married her stepfather when she was 2 years old, and she got 2 sisters, and I just really love that the business that Emmeline works for is a family run business and they're such a close family. You know what? I didn't really like either of the love interests in this book. I started off liking Luke, but then he kind of took something the wrong way and flew off the handle and did something really stupid, and then I didn't like him. And then there's Theo. I also started off loving Theo, but then his personality just kind of made me want to punch him in the face most of the time. He's so focused on work and everything is about work, and he gets far too excited about it, and he starts going off on tangents about everything and making up his own assumptions of stuff, and he just sounds so pretentious, and I really wanted to hit him. So yeah, I didn't really like either of the love interests. Emmeline's friends were brilliant though. Daisy and Morris were fantastic. They were both always looking out for her, and they were both just really great friends. I especially loved Morris though. Morris was just so hilariously funny, and he had some really funny advice when it came to Emmeline and her boy trouble. But I just don't think we got to see enough of her friends. I mean, she was always saying how close she was to them, but she barely spent any time with them in the book. There was a lot of family drama in this novel, which I really enjoyed. Emmeline was going away to college and her family wanted to spend time with her, but she wanted to spend time with her boyfriend, so that was causing a lot of friction between her and her mother. Emmeline also had to deal with her absentee father, who decided to show up in Colby with his son for a couple of weeks. So she was having to deal with her father being overbearing, keep an eye on her brother, please her mum and spend time with her boyfriend, and try to make everyone happy, which was pretty hard. I did enjoy this book, but I do have to say it wasn't spectacular. I had to push myself through parts of this book because I was really bored and just wasn't interested anymore and just wanted to know how everything was going to end and work out. So yeah, wasn't the best Dessen novel ever, but wasn't the worst. I've read worse. The one thing I was really disappointed with in this book was the ending. The ending, it just didn't satisfy me at all. There was all this build up focused on Emmeline and Theo's relationship, and then I kind of didn't know what had happened, and it got to the end and I flicked back chapters so I could find out what the hell happened. And yeah, there was also the thing with Emmeline and Luke at the end, and it just disappointed me that I didn't get the wrap up of everything that I needed, and yeah, it was annoying. I actually did go back and reread the last chapter thinking I'd completely missed something, but I hadn't, so yeah, very disappointed with the ending. Overall, this was a really great summer read. It was light and sweet, but I don't think I would ever reread this again because the ending would just annoy me if I had to read it again. The storyline was interesting, but I just wasn't invested in the romantic relationships, which was a major part of this book. So yeah, I give this book a 3 out of 5 stars. So that was my review for The Moon and More by Sarah Dessen. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys later. Bye everyone.